We're going to carry my cross. Now this is a little bit different. We're going to make it a little bit easier for Julian since, one, he still has his clothes on his back, and he hasn't gotten whipped. So who's ever like fallen and scraped their knee before? And you know, like when the scab comes off and you have like this really fresh like skin and something else like pokes it? Who thinks that is really fun and enjoyable?
No.
That hurts really bad, right? It's not just like something that would like usually hurts on that fresh skin that just is like new and the scab comes off. It hurts really bad if something touches it, right? Well, before Jesus had to carry his cross, they pretty much beat him. So like his whole back, instead of it just being like regular skin, was like pretty much like the scab just came off of his knee. And so he didn't get a book bag that had these little pad. I got my most comfortable book bag that I had.
This is cool.
It is pretty comfortable? Alright, well, it's going to get heavier. But Jesus had to carry a cross. Now this is a very nice cross that we have. And it was really, really big, because we had to put like an adult human on it. So like a big man hanging on a cross. It was a little bit bigger than this, but it wasn't smooth either. Who's ever got a splitter before? Who thinks those are fun?
No.
Okay, so it hurts really bad, right? And when the lid sticks in your fingernails especially, it's awful. It still makes you want to cry. What's up, Christina?
Once I was playing ping pong on vacation, and you know those trees at Hawaii?
Palm trees?
Yeah, palm trees. I got a splinter from one of those, and it really hurt. And my mom had to squeeze it out, and I started crying.
Yeah, that's disgusting. So Jesus, we're going to level set. He got whipped before he had to carry the cross, right? We all know that, right? And he didn't get whipped just like, you know, you get in trouble and you get whipped or something. I mean, it was like a real whip. There was like bone on the end of this whip. And so like his back had pretty much raw skin, just like a fresh scab kind of just come off of his back, on the whole back. And he didn't get the book bag, he had the cross. And not only that, the cross that he had wasn't smooth wood. It was rough. Who's ever like you know when you get a splinter and on rough wood? That's not fun to walk on, is it? Well, he actually had to carry it on his back. And so he had his hands out, he'd been beat, he didn't have any sleep, and it was just an awful experience. And so he was carrying it, and do you think that was really easy for him to carry?
No.
Do you think it was probably really painful, right? Not only did he have to put it on his back, he had to go up the hill and carry it a long ways away out of the town. So he had to walk out of the city. And so he was carrying this cross for like an hour or so. Yeah, we're not up here just chilling for 5 minutes. Now, why do you think he would do such a thing like that? Who did he do it for?
Us.
He did it for us. When he was carrying that cross, you were on his mind. So he was thinking about grace. That's what he was thinking about when he was carrying his cross. Let's go put your name tag on the cross. Go put your sticker on it. And then when he was walking a little bit further, he was thinking of, go put it on the big one. He was thinking about KK. Wait. He was thinking about KK. Is your cross getting a little bit heavier, Julian? Not yet? All right. Come on. And he was thinking about Nina. And he was thinking about Joshua and Grayson. Tell me if it's hard.
Are these beans?
It's beans and corn. All I had. I figured you'd about 25-pound weights. So. And he was thinking about Nathaniel and Dominic and Ashley and Adriana. And Elijah and Branson and Nina and Megan. Who else? Kayla. Mel, go put yours up there, baby.
Yo, guys, I'm lucky I'm thinking about you.
Is it getting heavier? Is it getting a little bit? You starting to sweat a little bit?
No, I'm not starting to sweat.
Not yet? Well, lucky for you, there were still a lot of people that were on his mind. Julian, you want me to put your name tag on for me? I'm not going to make you do it here. But Julian, you were on his mind too. Carter, you can go put your Christiana, Trinity, Jordan.
Put it right behind that pew right there. Move the chair.
Who else doesn't have name tags? getting heavier?
Yeah, no.
No? Let's be honest. How heavy is it really getting?
It's getting heavy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, I won't add any more to you. I didn't need you to stand here because if he had to carry his cross for more than 5 minutes. Are you good?
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're hurting, aren't you?
Just go.
So the more, the cross wasn't, it was, as much as it was heavy, when you were on his mind, it made, come on. Everybody put their name tags up there.
I didn't put mine up there. Hold on.
You can go pick. No, I'm not going to add any more to your weight. You're good. But you were on his mind. And so when your thoughts were on his mind and when you were on his mind, that cross got heavier and heavier. You still good? You need some help?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody came to come help. Someone came to come help you. That's right. Simeon came. Come on. If you want to help. Josh? You think Josh?
Josh, I said Josh. I said Josh.
All right. You good? All right. So Jesus had a little bit of help for a few minutes. Stand here, Jesus. I got it.
Oh, you got. Oh, she's.
Carry the cross for a little bit.
Woo!
You got it like a 5-minute break. Are you good? Yeah. Are you sure? Are you heavy?
I have to carry a big old book bag. So.
All right. Does that work?
Can I carry it next?
So it was a little bit easier on you though, because you didn't have like fresh wounds on your back. So, you know, that helped, right? But he was on.
Go
You
ahead.
were on his mind. Now, why did he still do this though? Because just because you were on his mind, what do you think he was thinking about? Why did he still go on the cross?
He was thinking about.
Why did he do this?
He was thinking about everybody else and how they can live and choose their options to stay with Jesus or the devil.
Right. He did this so you could be an example. Because back in the olden days, they used to have they used to have to bring lambs and sacrifices to church. So instead of bringing your Bible and offering, which everyone brings your Bible and offering in Sunday school, I've ever head shaking enough yes. That's what we always do, right? They used to have to bring lambs and sacrifices. They would have to kill these animals every week when they would go to the temple. And that's how they would worship God, instead of just coming and being able to worship Him. But because Jesus came and carried His cross, and He died on the cross for us, and because we were on His mind, do we still have to bring those sacrifices?
No.
He was our sacrifice. He died for us. And He did this because He knew in 2013 that, Caleb, you could be an example to your friends at school that don't know Him the way you know Him. And on the baseball field, Grayson, you could be an example to your friends. Or the football field, Julian.
Basketball court.
Or the basketball court, Ashley. Get the picture. Or to your family. Who has family members that aren't in church? That don't come to church every week? Who? Jesus died on the cross so you could be an example on how to live your life. For them. He did it for you. How cool is that? Who thinks that's a pretty big deal?
It is.
He did it so you could be an example. Are you so good? Yeah. All right.
Can I?
He did it so you could be an example, so you could be a leader, and that you could come and worship Him freely without having to bring. That's so you can live, and so He did it for you, and you were on His mind through the pain, through everything else, and that He did this so you could live again. So does that make sense?
Yes.
So ever since He carried His cross, we're going to go ahead and make sure you get the picture all the way. We're not going to actually put you on the cross. But you know who knows that they actually had to nail Him to the cross? So after they've been carrying this cross, this is a pretty heavy cross to bear, isn't it? Yeah? Pretty heavy?
Not really. Not really.
You don't have to. It's comfortable, but it's heavy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and relate it that the cross wasn't comfortable. We got that? We're making it a little bit easier for our Jesus and our helper. But you were on His mind. So once He got to the top of the hill, they had to nail Him to the cross.
They had to put the wood thing on the floor.
They put it on the floor and they laid Him out just like this, and they had to nail Him. But you know, like the little nails that we use today? That's not the kind of nails they use. They use this.
Knitting nails.
No, this is
No.
like railroad something. I don't know. It makes me cringe. But He put it right here, and they would nail it through His bones, so He couldn't hang. No,
They didn't do it for hair because the hand would like.
the hand would fall. This is the joint that holds everything arm comes into it, and it goes right here. And then he did another one right here.
It also makes the tendons stretch so the back has to arch.
What?
Yeah, they stretched him wide. Yeah, we said it last week. And they made him drink vinegar and wine. It was just like that.
Vinegar's enough.
And it was awful.
Did he throw up?
Yeah.
And then they had to put it at his feet too. And they spit on him. And the whole time, who was he thinking about?
Us.
Who was on his mind? Us. So why would we not worship him today? Doesn't that give us even more of a reason? That's what we're celebrating. So when we go downstairs and everyone's really, really stiff, I'll let you start carrying this cross.
Can I carry it? Can I carry it? Sorry.
We're finishing up, guys, but it's almost time to go downstairs. So when we go downstairs and we have worship service, and the adults are up there and they're all worried about, I got to make sure the ham gets out of the oven in time, and all my family's going to be over there, and got so much stress, got to make sure they didn't get cupcakes all over their Easter dresses, and we're going to worship. Will you do that with me today when we go downstairs during service? I want you guys to help lead us in worship. Because why are we really here? Are we here because of the dresses and the Easter egg hunt or anything? No. And he rose for us. He rose from the dead. He's not dead anymore. He doesn't have spikes in his hands anymore. But he just has holes. He does have holes. And he rose from the dead for us. And so we're going to go downstairs and we're going to worship today. Is that cool? Will you guys worship with us?
Yeah.
Capiche?